Hi there. You'll see that there's cows in the background. I'm sure you've noticed. These are kind of like they're holding pens or finishing. This is where they finish the cows, and they can stay in these things for 6 months, about that long, and then they're sent to slaughter. But this is to fatten them up. They feed them grains and things, and the cows can't seem to help eating them. They don't. I'm sure they don't always want to eat, but they're really the food encourages them to eat because you have to have a fat cow. A fat cow means more money for the farmer, and a fat so nice. It's so caring. More money for the farmer, and it's also more meat for people. Now, if you think about it, every single one of these cows is an individual, that has its own quirky little personality, just like humans do. And some of them might like to play ball. Have you ever seen those cows play ball where it's like they're having the best time pushing it around and everything and chasing after it. They're having so much fun. I bet you these cows, a lot of them would like that. There might be a couple cows there that are just standoffish and just want to be by themselves, and it probably really irritates them to be in these pens. But they all have different personalities. We kind of see them as a group and don't even think about their wants, what they would like to do for their life. Their one life. It's just terrible that we think of them as things, which we really do. Or food. Oh, they're food because they're labeled livestock. Yeah, we labeled them that. They're fellow animals, fellow earthlings. But anyway, yeah, some I think would like to do zoomies. Have you ever seen cows do zoomies? It's like they have those big heads of theirs and they just shake them and they wiggle. It's like a puppy wiggling and so excited, but it just looks so comical with that big head of theirs. It's cute. It really is cute and awkward looking. And I bet that some of them have never done anything like that. Some may have. Some may have been on a mom and pop farm, raised on a mom and pop farm before they're sent off here. Because a lot of them are sent here for 6 months. And they can be called certified humane. I think that's true, as long as they spend a certain amount of time on the humane farm, and then they can go here and still be sold as certified humane. If I'm wrong, I'll put a correction in there, but I'm pretty certain I read that. And then there's, of course, there's some that do stay on the farm the whole time. They might be cuddled by humans on the farm, maybe not, and I'm sure some of these cows would love to be cuddled, but never had music played for them. I think of these more as dogs and pets and that kind of thing now, these cows, now that I know what all they're capable of, instead of wild animals, because they're certainly not wild animals. So, there's so many things we could have done for them, to make their lives enjoyable, pet them and everything. But, most of the time, most of them are raised on factory farms. I'm sure they would love to be with their families, or grouped the way they want to group things. They've got their own little culture that they've made up in their own families and their own friends. And of course, we don't give them that opportunity either. We prevent their ability to live much at all. They don't get that chance. Most animals don't. It's really sad. Most farm animals. Now, you say, well, we just have to raise them all on humane farms then and spend their whole time there. Yeah, you've seen the cows on the hillside, I know. But have you seen inside the barns, their daily lives and all the things that they do? I mean, there's so much violence and so much killing, even in the most humane farm. They either sell the calves, the male calves, or they shoot them sometimes. There's all different kinds of things. And, with all animals, the male chicks seem to, they're the ones that get thrown out in the egg industry, and then women get enslaved for their bodies. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Their bodies are not their own. Does that sound familiar? Yeah, that's why most women, you should sympathize with cows, especially dairy cows. I don't know what's behind me. I have no idea. I don't think it's dairy cows. It's probably beef cows. That would make sense, but who knows? I don't know what else there. Um, but anyway, that's not the objective of my video. Um, uh, okay, so yeah, I have seen what they do inside the humane farms, because there's undercover humane farm videos, and we know that they're not humane. We know that. I think it's impossible for farmers to be humane all the time. For one thing, it's a business. So they're going to cut corners and that kind of thing in order to make a profit. Another thing is, let's see. Oh yeah, all the things they have to do to cows. Again, the impregnation over and over for the dairy cows, or the tail docking, and some of the farms don't do all that stuff, but most of them castrate without anesthesia, and there's just so many things, and there's a lot more deaths than we knew. A whole lot of deaths, and deaths usually of cows that aren't made just right. I mean, they come out and deformed or something. So yeah, it's a lot less humane, and a lot of workers, not paid much and get frustrated, and aren't they really don't love animals, that type of thing. Of course, I always said I loved animals when I ate them. It's like I really did. I thought I loved animals, and I did love animals, but I could, you block that off so that you can eat them. You don't want to know these things, and most of you don't want to watch the videos that I've watched. So anyway, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really wanted to say. Oh, it's a business of betrayal and violence and death. That's a whole lot of farming. Now, I think that there are really, like I did say, there's no humane farms. So when I see how violent humans are too, I mean, we're so violent. It's frightening, what's going on today everywhere. Oh gosh. So I know there's only one solution when it comes to animals. We have to stop breeding animals altogether. And how do we stop breeding? I'm sorry, I'm having trouble talking right now. How do we stop breeding animals? It won't stop until we stop eating animals. It's a business, so we have to let their business fail. We have to make it fail, and we have to do multiple ways to make their business fail. But the biggest one is to stop eating them, worldwide. Then it would work. So stop eating them, stop wearing them, stop exploiting animals, and then we've solved. Well, we would never see this again. Oh, and I was going to say, the first time I was rehearsing this video, I almost cried when I talked about the ball and the cows, because, sometimes these things just get to you. Sometimes they just do, something will choke you up, and something like that was going to choke me up. But then I thought, if I cry on this video, there will be somebody saying, oh, there's another vegan just crying over animals. They're so weak. They're, that sort of thing. And so I thought, well, that's why I smile so much when I'm doing videos and laugh, because I'm not gonna cry for you folks. I'm not going to, even though a lot of these things are just, they're tear jerkers. They're awful. They really are. What we do. Okay, I've talked enough. I'm just babbling. So anyway, enjoy your evenings. Start finding something else to eat besides animals, please. You can do it. I gotta remember how to turn this off.